Rapper DaBaby made some homophobic comments over the weekend while on stage at the Rolling Loud festival that left the LGBTQ plus community feeling really disrespected, and rightfully so. DaBaby stated, "If you don't got AIDS, put a cell phone lighter up. If you don't suck DICK in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up." Well, DaBaby released a video Monday and responded to the critics by saying, "I wasn't going on a rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called because I'm a live performer." He later apologized for his controversial comments regarding those affected by HIV and AIDS and admitted that what he said was insensitive as far as the community goes. But he said, "I ain't tripping on y'all. Y'all business is y'all business." Okay, he said, "I ain't tripping on y'all. Do you? Y'all business is y'all business." Now, before we move forward, there are some celebrities that have spoken about his comments, and we're going to get to that in a second. But what are your thoughts on his antics, and what are your thoughts on the apology? Was it enough?
Well, there's one other thing I want to interject before I give my thoughts. Before that, he also doubled down after people were saying he offended his gay fans. And he said, "No, my gay fans are classy. They not sucking and effing and getting AIDS." He doubled down on it.
That's
so
right.
so here's my thing, and here's part of what sent me in my downward emotional spiral today. I woke up on a day like today, y'all, and I just don't even want to be a part of the Black community no more. Like, that's how I feel today. Mm-hmm. Like, we deal with all of this stuff from the outside world, right? And then we come home and just have to deal with all this other, subsidiary oppression within the community, and it is hard. And just today, being a Black gay man in this country, it was just hard for me. Like, God, if you're ready to come get me, tell me what terminal to show up at, and I will be there with my carry-on bag. It's just enough. But I've also drawn the conclusion, and I said this, and I go into grave detail on the YouTube video that I did, and I'm gonna try to keep it brief here. You got on the stage, and of all the things you could have said, "Where my ladies with the real hair? Put your hands up. If you got $100 bill, put your hands up. Where my ladies with the good, you know what? Put your hands up." That was at the forefront of your mind. And as they said in my comments, that was real Pacific. Okay, you talking about people sucking dick in cars. That was real Pacific. Okay, like, why that? Now, here's my other thing, and here's the greater point, and here's the greater conversation, because this is greater than DaBaby. As far as I am concerned, Quentin Antoine Latham, I am done defending, standing by, supporting, marching, reposting, showing love for those DaBaby type. Those are no longer my brothers. We are not kinfolk. When the police shoot y'all down, tell your mammy to march and fry chicken, because I'm not doing it. Because the thing about it is, I see value in your life, but you don't see value in mine. Black women, the LGBTQ community, we get beat down so much by that faction of Black men. I'm not talking about our solid brothers. I'm talking about, and I hate to be stereotypical here, but I have to be. I'm talking about the pants sagging, wife beater, tattooed on the face, smoke weed, popping Molly Percocet, going to the strip club, fucking bitches, fucking hoes. That demographic of Black men, y'all are the cancer of our whole community. Y'all take every opportunity y'all have to live up to every stereotype that they have about us. And I'm sorry, I'm done. I also said in my rant, y'all are the niggas that the police are fucking shooting down. Pardon my language. Somebody asked me one time during the George Floyd thing, and I couldn't answer honestly because the emotions was too raw. They were saying, when a police officer gets behind you, do you get nervous? Bitch, no, I don't. I don't get nervous, okay? Because I know how I present in the world. I am not the Negro that when walking down the street, the white woman is clutching her purse from. It's you, DaBaby types. And y'all are the ones we out here marching for and steady fucking over our community, all right? Everything that is wrong is coming from that faction of our community. You around here talking about HIV and AIDS, but you don't stuck your dick in everything from Wyoming to Florida, all these damn baby mamas. So who is more prone to get HIV and AIDS and die in 3 weeks? The gays, the trans, or you? who keeps running around. But for some reason, this behavior is glorified. And not only am I mad with him, I am mad at the rappers that have co-signed this. And I'm mad with you ignorant ass Black women who supported it too. And that's right, I'm calling, get mad all you want. I am specifically talking about you Black women who support this toxic behavior. And it's the same toxic behavior, pardon my French, that's fucking y'all over.
I could not agree with you more, because as a Black woman, I feel very similar. We're in the front lines marching for these men as well as Black women, and we don't always get the support back. Matter of fact, before they was coming for y'all, they was really coming for us in every single goddamn song as well. I'm sick of marching for someone that will call me a bitch or a hoe or a slut or a toss up or a bird or whatever. So yeah, I do agree with you on a lot of the things you said. I feel like there are Black people and there are N-words. And I know that sounds terrible, and someone's going to clip this little small part and drag me for it. And I don't give a damn, because guess what? The ones that are going to get mad at these statements, we're talking about you. Because there are fantastic, beautiful Black people that are helping progress us forward. And then we have, just like white people, they got their white trash and their trailer park. They all got their bottom of the barrel just the same, that drag them back. But for us, we get more painted with the same brush when it's a few of us acting like that. So yeah, I agree with you. Doing a lot of damage to our Black community.
We got to go to commercial break, guys. And Al, you can come back when we finish. We'll see you guys in 2 seconds, guys.
Welcome back to TGIF. Well, we see in the comments, I was reading some of the comments during the commercial break, and you said a whole word, Q. So they feeling every single thing that's been said so far. So now we turn to Al Reynolds. Al, what do you think about this story, and how do you feel?
Well, the first thing that I want to do is acknowledge Q's feelings and his what this incident has caused him to feel. I mean, it's really sad, and I just want to say, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for dropping that knowledge and really sharing your rawness and how you feel. I always, in these type of situations, want to turn a negative into a positive somehow. And what I'm enjoying about this is the dialogue that it is causing within our own community. And that is something that I have to say. I don't know that we would have these conversations and we wouldn't get this realness that Q is sharing with us on a national platform like this if DaBaby didn't do what he do, if he didn't do what he did. Despicable and all, I do say that I am glad that we're able to have these type of real, raw conversations now, something that we would have never charted into without this.
Okay.
There's one other thing that I want to push, right? And I did a short clipping on my YouTube video. Black people, enough is enough. And I said, I am calling into question the integrity of the NAACP and Black Greek letter organizations, because it is time that y'all let go of those outdated ass programs and get more progressive. We need a push from all of our organizations of power to drop the hammer on these record labels, these movie studios, and these production houses to stop pushing this type of image, music, movies to our people. Now, yes, in the 90s, they were rapping about what they experienced. Okay, I get it. It was poetry. It was an outlet. I also recognize that rap music is one of few exits from poverty. However, in 2021, what is now happening is that these kids are mimicking what they are hearing. Okay,
That's right.
And I tell you all the time, Jeezy told our kids trap or die, but sent his goddamn son to college. Do y'all honestly think Future is somewhere popping Molly's and Percocets and liquor at the same damn time in the club? You idiot. But our kids are out here listening to it. They're out here, shoot them up, bang up, fuck a bitch in the ass, throw a rack at her, turning our women over, spread your pussy, bitch, all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It started out as rapping what we heard in female sexual liberation, and it has now become the very demise of our community because it is a race to the bottom. Our youth, our children, they are racing. And here's the thing that bothers me the most about this. You will not find a Sony executive, a Columbia executive alive that will sign a white artist that will talk about screwing white women in the ass and in the mouth, nutting on their face and dropping a rack on them, feed your community drugs, go around your daddy house and shoot his ass up. Name me a white artist. Name me a roster, name me a record label with a roster of white artists that go out and do a tour, and each artist, act after act after act after act, is talking about shooting up their community, killing their community, making their women baby mamas, and feeding them drugs. I'll wait.
Well, you won't see that, to your point. It's never going to happen because that would make them, they are embarrassed of their trash. They don't promote their trash like we promote our trash. And a lot of us wear it like a badge of honor. And then it's almost like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay, the community was messed up, so you rapped about your upbringing. Okay, but then there comes a point where you for sure got kids from the suburbs that go on and when they want to become a rapper and they are lying about the experience, they're not living anything near that life, but they're perpetuating it. And the record companies cannot wait to sign them up. The production companies cannot wait to make that film. And you're right. They don't do it with white people. They do not push their bottom of the bottom with them. But with us, our bottom is mainstream. And white folks, I think these execs, they must think, oh, it's kind of cool. You're right. They don't do it. And that's a great point. It's a fantastic point.
It's time.
Well, let's get to this real quick. We don't have a lot of time for this, but other celebrities, which I love, T.S. Madison and singer Dua Lipa, and Elton John responded to DaBaby's controversial statements. T.S. Madison tweeted, "I ask simply, what was the reason you found so many reasons to show your nasty rhetoric and justify so much from DaBaby? I honestly expect nothing different. A lot of you are the same ones that loved R. Kelly and were on his side until a boy came forward." So yeah, T.S. Madison makes fantastic points, and it's kind of like a no-brainer. What do you think about people calling for DaBaby's lyrics to be removed from Dua Lipa's song? I'm sorry. What do you think about that?
I think it's time for consequences. I think the first thing that should have happened the following morning was that his record label should have been calling his agency and said, we need to have an emergency meeting because his ass is about to be dropped from the label. But because they make more and more and more money off the further perpetuance of ignorance, this just flies under the radar. There needs to be consequences. Yes, his lyrics should be dropped. Yes, and better yet, his record label should be held accountable. And that's where I say the NAACP and our Greek letter organizations with the power that we have, screw coming for his little ignorant ass and the little $2 that he got. Come for the label. Come for the label.
You know, if we're going to have the conversation as he relates to, you know, the LGBTQ community, let's also have the conversation to what he did to that female fan,
definitely,
where he slapped her and threw water in her face or whatever, you know, all those things. Like DaBaby has just been inflammatory for a very long time. And I think that this was just the icing on the cake. And I think, Q, you're right. I think there's time now for some accountability because this running amok and doing whatever you want to do in the name of your experience, your Black experience, it's just no longer effective, in my opinion. I just feel like that you can't. What happens in the music industry is that the worse they act, the more they're rewarded. And that's how they keep them behaving the way they behave. And that's how they keep getting these record sales and downloads and streaming. It's time when you are this infectious and causing this type of stir in the community, it's time for someone to hold them accountable and not just the artists, because the artist is only doing what the record label is allowing. I think the record label, like Q is saying, the record label and all the sponsors, even the sponsors, one of the main reasons I do believe that he apologized is because he got pushback from his sponsors, from his financial partners, from other people, you know, that the label is associated with. And that wasn't even a real apology, if you ask me. That wasn't an apology on what he said. That was an apology on the ruckus that it caused in the community. And that's where the problem lies, in my opinion.
I totally feel that there should be some repercussions for this. And as a Black woman, I have to say this for my sisters that are watching this right now. I love that there's a call to action now, that what he's doing and these inflammatory comments that him and several other rappers are making against the community. But as a Black woman, I sit here and think, damn, we've been being called sluts and whores and bitches ever since the late 90s. The late 80s, when it was bitches ain't shit, but like every song is telling us how we ain't shit and don't love us and F us and slap the bitch and slap her with a dick and get her out of your room. We've been getting this for a long time. So I feel your outrage, Q. And I think on this, I think we need to be allies. We absolutely need to be allies and fight this monster. And listen, we don't want to split our community up. I want them to see that the wrong that they've done and maybe do better. Can you make a song without calling us trash?
I agree. And there's one point I want to add before we move on. I think too, yes, there has somehow been this divide between Black women in the gay community. And unfortunately, Black men like DaBaby is the white man to Black people, okay? And given the opportunity to rise ahead and get through the door, they will close it for the rest of us. They don't want equality. They want privilege. And in closing, I caught a lot of flack in my comments because they were like, well, Q, he said stuff about women too, about having a smelly coochie, this, that, and the third. I recognize that. And all I can say to that to my sisters is, then y'all need to be as equally outraged as me. I don't have a coochie. So that comment, while I understand, recognize, and acknowledge that it's a horrible comment as well, that comment's not going to hit me at the same place that it's going to hit you. But I want y'all to know, I am equally as mad for all the disgusting and disrespectful things this ignorant Negro got his ass up on that stage and said, including talking about the smells of y'all vaginas.
Yeah, it don't have to affect us for us to be outraged. You know, I'm not a gay man, but I was pissed when I heard that. I was like, God damn, that was a little bit. But I get what they're saying. Oh, call to action. If you ain't got if you got more than $10 in your pocket, do this. But why did you go down that route? That was very, like you said, very specific.
Very Pacific. Very Pacific.